Been 7 years since the critically acclaimed God of War 2018 released, a game that completely redefined a PlayStation icon. The story of an older Kratos and his son Atreus on an emotional quest to spread Faye's ashes. Faye being Kratos' wife and Atreus' mother. This isn't the same brutal hack and slash Kratos we know from Greece. We are Midgard now, with an over-the-shoulder camera, a completely reworked combat system, and a level of emotional depth the series has never touched before. The tone has changed. This is a softer, more intimate story, a massive shift from the chaotic, cinematic bloodbath of the original trilogy. It's such a day and night difference from the fast-paced action of ancient Greece to the slower, over-the-shoulder cinematic approach in Norse mythology. It's a shift from the old formula, and for better or for worse, it worked. For this review, I'm breaking it into two parts. Number 1, God of War as a standalone game, and number 2, God of War 2018 as a prequel to God of War Ragnarok. As a standalone experience, God of War delivers a bold, fresh take on Kratos, a change some fans loved and others weren't so sure about. Personally, I think it's brilliant. This is an older man who's been through hell, quite literally. After losing Lysandra and Calliope in Greece, he's tried to start over. Seeing Kratos settle down after losing his first family and take on fatherhood again was powerful. For the first time, this isn't the rage-fueled God of War we remember. This is a calmer, disciplined warrior who's learning how to live again. That growth is something we don't often get with iconic characters, and in my opinion, it's beautiful. The story hits hard. It's a tale of regret, forgiveness, and facing your inner demons for someone you love. Watching Kratos slowly connect with Atreus while battling his own guilt was gut-wrenching and heartfelt. And by the end, when Kratos learns to forgive himself, you feel the weight of his journey. But the pacing? That's where it stumbles. On paper, it's a simple point A to point B story, but it becomes a mix of fetch quests and side tangents. Some of them work and some don't. Personally, Helheim and Tyr's Temple nearly broke me. The first Helheim trip felt like an excuse to show off the Blades of Chaos, and the second visit had emotional weight for Atreus and Baldur, so that worked. Some of these sections in the game just drag for no real payoff. I get that stories need highs and lows, but some of these lows, they hit the brakes hard and don't reward you for the wait. So yeah, the pacing has highs and lows, but some lows feel completely unrewarding. Now let's talk combat. This is where things get tricky, because after playing God of War Ragnarok, it's really hard not to compare. On its own, God of War's combat is solid but also kind of boring. Let me explain. On its own, God of War's combat is solid, it's weighty, deliberate, and satisfying for a while, but after a few hours, it can get repetitive. Here's why. The game has an awesome progression system on paper. Armor sets, runic attacks, talismans, and enchantments. You can create strength builds, runic builds, and ranged builds. You name it, it's all there for you. But all of that opens up late game. Early on, your moveset is so limited that for the first hour and then some, you're just spamming the same R1 combo until you unlock enough skills. And that's the biggest problem. The game often limits your combat options, trapping you in repetitive loops. And that's the main issue. The combat loop can feel restrictive. And even when the game tries to shake things up, getting the Blades of Chaos should have been a game changer, right? Nope. You get this legendary weapon back, but you're stuck in Helheim with level 1 blades, doing the same combo again until you can actually upgrade them. Freedom of expression in combat is limited for big chunks of the game. So while the combat system is great, it doesn't give you the freedom of expression you'd expect, at least not consistently. Compare that to God of War Ragnarok, which feels like an over-the-shoulder Devil May Cry 5. Faster, flashier, and full of options from the start. The variety and creativity in that game's combat is on another level, honestly. If you've played God of War Ragnarok, going back to 2018 feels like putting on training wheels. Both games share one flaw though. Those R3 finishers? They're cool at first, but seeing the same two animations over and over and over again, yeah, it kills the hype real quick. As a prequel, it's awesome to revisit God of War and see where the Norse saga began. The story is still at its strongest point, and the father-son dynamic hits even harder when you know what's coming in God of War Ragnarok. But as a gameplay experience, it doesn't hold up nearly as well. I'm way more likely to replay God of War Ragnarok for its rewarding combat loop. God of War 2018, probably only on New Game Plus. If I had to score it, God of War 2018 is a 7 out of 10. It's a great game, but it's not flawless, and while the story stands tall, the gameplay just can't compete with its sequel. You've been watching Controller Culture. If you want to see more reviews, trailers, and playthroughs, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We've got you covered on everything gaming. Thanks for watching.